Hello students, good morning. Today we are going to study about array and methods. Array can be a variable name. Before that, array are used to solve the problems of storing multiple elements of same data types in a single variables. The array is a group of same type of variables, basically refers to a common name. If you want to access a specific element from the array, then we need an index value of the array, or by using the index value we can access a specific element of an array. In case of programming, Java programming, the size of the array is fixed. That means when we define an array, then we cannot change or we cannot alter the size of an array. So this is the example of an array. This array contains 5 elements, that is 87, 90, 17, 50 and 105. These are called the array elements, and each array elements is associated with a number that is called index number, and the index number starting with the 0 to n minus 1, where n is the number of element present in the array. Okay, so here number of elements are 1 2 3 4 5. This array contains 5 elements, but the index number starting with 0, it ends with 4. That means 5 minus 1 equals to 4. If we want to access 17 of the 17 element from this array, then we need to use this index value to access the 17. Okay, similarly we need this index value to access 15. We need this index value to access 105. That means the index value is plays a very important role for accessing any element or any specific element from an array. Okay. So the array in Java programming, the array declaration can be possible in two different methods. That one method is called using new operator. Okay, and the second, in the second way, we can initialize method. That is the initialization method. Okay, in the first method we have to use the new operator, and for the second case or second method we have to do some initialization method. Okay, so this is the first method, that is using the new operator. Okay, so here I'm writing int. Okay, int a, and with this new operator I just define an array a. Okay, this is my array name. This int defines the type of this array, and this bracket also defines that this variable is an array variable. Okay, and this 5 is the size of the array. That means this array can takes 5 elements inside it, and all elements should be the integer one. We cannot insert other than the integer value in array a. This is one method, and then other method is the initialization method. So in initialization method, without using new operator, we can directly assign a value. Okay, but if we make the difference between these two, in the first case, I mean the new operator case, we are not going to store the value here. We just create the array. We just uh, declare the array. Okay, after that we have to insert the element into the array. But in case of array initialization, while we are creating the array, or while we are initiating the array, the same time we assign the value. Okay, that values are 2 4 6 8 10, like that. Okay, this is the syntax. This is the two different syntax for creating the array. Okay, so let's see the different other declaration methods. There are four different declaration methods are there. Okay, so the first is int a equals to new int a, int 5. So as I said, this int is integer data type on array. A is a variable, and this bracket defines that this variable is array. okay, of integer type, and this 5 is the size of the array, and the new is operator that initialize the array. This is one method. The other method is that this bracket can be placed after the variable name also, or the bracket can be placed before the very name also, or we can write the bracket in between the data type and variable name. But in this case, this bracket is present after the variable name. So that this is the another method we can declare the array. Okay, with the new operator, the same time we can initialize the array also. Okay, so while we are using this syntax, we are not going to define the type of the size of the array, because when we assign the elements, it automatically assign the size. Okay, that is 1 2 3 4 5. The size of the array will be 5. Okay, if I am writing here 6, then the size of the array will be 6. Clear? So this is the last way, the last method we can declare the array. Okay, direct initialization. There is 4 different ways we can define the array. Okay, if we compare these two, there is only the bracket is there. We can place the bracket before the variable name, or we can place the bracket after the variable name. In both case, we have to define, or we have to explicitly mention the size of the array. But this case, these two case, we are not going to define the size of the array explicitly, because when we assign the value, it automatically takes the size of the array. Okay. So array can be a single dimension or multi dimension. So this can be the example of single dimension, that is int a, int a new. This can be the single dimension. This is the example of single dimension. Okay, that means in this array it can takes, or it can arrange the value in a row direction. Okay, we can store the array in row direction. Okay, this way the data are stored, or this way we can arrange the data. But this is called multidimensional. Basically it is two dimensional, that can be arranged in row and column. Okay, that means if we have more than one rows, that is called multidimensional array. So we can arrange the data. This is the first row, this is the second row, the same time we have 4 columns. Okay, so that the first value is assigned for or defined the row, and the second value is defined for column. This is the thing. Otherwise we can define the array in this by using the 4 different types, both single dimension or multi-dimension. Okay, for multi-dimension we have to give 2 brackets, so that means it is a 2-dimensional array. If we are using 3-dimensional array, then we have to use a 3 dimension or 3 brackets, so it becomes a 3-dimensional array. If we are using 4 brackets, then it can be a 4-dimensional array. But in many programming, so we are using only the 2-dimensional array. In the rare case, we are using the 3-dimensional array in Java. So in other programming language, like different for using the machine learning programs, there we can use the multi-dimensional array. So one of the most important thing in Java is method. Okay, so method is nothing but it is a group of statements that must be written within the curly braces, and basically the method is used to reduce the redundancy because of the reuseness of the method. That means suppose we want to add the 2 numbers in our program, then we write that code in a block. Whenever there is a requirement of addition of 2 numbers, then we can use that block according to that. Okay, so that means it will reduce the repeated times, or we are not going to repeat the codes again and again. Just we are calling that method names, and our work will be done. So next property of method is that a class may contain some multiple methods. That means a method must be written inside the class. Okay, or it is one of the important property of the class. Okay, so the method can return a null value. Okay, a method can return a null value. That means it returns a void or a value using the return statement. Okay, it can also return a value which is using in the return statement. If the return statement is integer, then the method can return integer value. If a return statement is uh, that suppose a string, then it will going to return this value string. If the return statement is void, then it returns null or void. Okay, so this is the example of or syntax of methods. So the first, this one is the public. The method must be access modifiers. Okay, whether it is going to public or protector or private must be defined by using the access modifiers. Then the return type. This one is the return type of the method. Okay, it is method syntax same as other programming languages like C and C++. This is the name of the method. This is the name of the method. Okay, so basically this name is given by the user so that it is user defined methods. Okay, these are the parameters or the arguments or parameters. That is the type of this argument, the type of this argument. Okay, this is the argument variable. Okay, so after that it must encounter with this curly braces, and within this curly braces we have to retain the codes, that block of code, and this block of code is belongs to this method name. Okay, and this method returns a value. Okay, and the it returns the value. It completely depends on the return type of the method. Clear? So again, I would like to repeat here. The method must be written inside the class, or the class may contains the method. Method is one of the most important property of the class, and method contains a group of statements. Okay, and it will reduce the redundancy. Method is used to reduce the redundancy because of its reuseness. Okay. So what are the different ways of calling a method, or how we are going to use the method? One way is call by value method. Okay, so in call by value method, whatever value or argument is passed to the function, it simply copies the actual value of an argument into the formal parameters of the function. Okay, uh, we'll see through this programming. Okay, so this is the class. The class name is calc, CLC, and inside the class there is two method. One is the main method, another is one user defined method, that is add, and the return type with this add is integer. So this integer is type of integer. It is a wrapper class actually. Okay, it is a wrapper class actually. Okay, this is the wrapper class. Similarly, the wrapper class should be started with a capital letter because it is a class name, one kind of class name. So instead of writing the data type of int, we can use the wrapper class. Okay, here also I'm using the wrapper class. This is the wrapper class. Okay, so you can write an integer also, int also. The simply data type you can write. Okay, if you are going to use the wrapper class of float, then it starts with the capital letter F, that is FLOT. Okay, this is the wrapper class. So if you are going to use the data type of this float, then you have to use that small f, that float. Okay, so and this is also a wrapper class, that is integer. Instead of wrapper class, you can write int also, that is r equals to a plus b. Then it will return the value this r. Okay, because r is type of integer. So in main function, just we create a object for this class, that is calc c equals to new class. So we have created two variables, that is argument 1, argument 2, with assigned a value 10 and 20 respectively. And after that, we pass these two value to the add function, or add method. Okay, so we pass this two value add method. When this values passes here, this value, the actual value of this one, will replace with A, or A takes value 10 and B takes value 20. Then after that it will perform this operation, that addition operation, and it will return with this variable R. So that we'll get the result in the main function. Okay. So this is the way the call by value works. Again, I would like to repeat here the call by value. In call by value, basically passing the argument to the function. The same time, it will copy that actual value from that argument into the formal parameter of the function. Okay. So next is method overloading. It is one of the important topic. So in method overloading, what happened in basically in class may contains a different kind of methods. Multiple methods may contain in a class. So when a class contains a lot of methods, then it may arise that some methods have the same name with the same return type. Okay, but it differ with a different type of arguments or a different number of arguments. Okay, suppose in previous example we have a method that is called add method, and that class may contains another method that is add method. If the two methods are same with the same name and so same argument list and same number of arguments in same return types, then the method, it will create the ambiguity, and it is very difficult to find out that which method is going to execute. Okay, so to avoid that, that there is called method overloading is there. That means in method overloading says that if a class may contains a multiple method with the same name, but there must be different type of arguments or different number of arguments, as the name of the method or return type of the method is same, but there should be the different type of arguments as well as the different number of arguments. Okay, that is called method overloading. We'll discuss this method overloading in coming videos or coming tutorials in detail. So in coming future, we'll see the different aspects of array and methods by doing some programs. Okay, this is the theory only. What is array and what is the method, and what is the importance of array and what is the importance of method. We just look about the syntax of both topics. So thank you so much for this class. Thank you so much.